In this video, I'm going to teach you exactly how to set up Google Ads for your web design business. And unlike everybody else out there with their shitty tutorials, I'm going to go through and give you stuff that's actually valuable that you can use and implement into your business that actually gets clicks and conversions. I'm going to show you exactly how to find the correct keywords to bid on, exactly how much your competitors are paying to appear at the top of the page, the two biggest mistakes when it comes to setting up Google Ads for your web design business, and also just the best way to set up the ads with the correct ad copy that actually gets clicks and conversions. All right, if you're interested in that, make sure to watch the entire video so you don't miss out on anything important. All right, so we're going to start off in the Google Ads dashboard. Like I said to you in the intro, I'm not going to give you shit advice like other people would on YouTube. I'm actually going to go down and give you the most valuable in-depth tutorial you'll get. All right, so we're going to start off not by creating the campaign. We're going to go to the left-hand side, tools, and then keyword planner. We're going to tap on discover new keywords. What we want to type in is just what somebody would typically type in to find a web designer, right? So web design, and we're going to keep this on just Australia because we can do this anywhere in the world. We don't actually need to live in the same country or state or town or anything like that. We're going to tap on get results. What I recommend doing is tapping on average monthly searches, and these are the ones that are being searched the most, all right? So every single month, this one gets 10 to 100K searches per month. So if we take this keyword and just copy this, we're going to put it into Google search to show you everything about it, all right? So to actually understand what competitors are bidding on that area. And you just want to take a little note on this area here, top of page bid, low range and high range. This is how much people are paying to appear at the top of the page. So they're paying anywhere from $5 to $23. Bang, I've just typed it in here. As you can see, here's the sponsored results. That means basically that these are ads. So Bark, Simple Digital, ethical design, Wolf IQ. All right, so these are different people that are bidding on this, and I have seen this keyword a couple times. Sometimes Wix bids on it, and just other, website building platforms. So when it comes to the top of page bid range, the people at the top are usually paying the most. So this guy will be close to $20, and then a little bit less, a little bit less, a little bit less. That's typically how it works, and Google works by cost per click. So they only get charged if I tap on their ads. Obviously, I'm not going to do that because I'm not an asshole. All right, so what I'm going to show you now is a sneaky method of just finding the best keywords to actually bid on. Right? Because we want to go through here and create different campaigns for specific things. You could have ones for the keyword that's, based around website design and all that type of stuff. But for this example, we're just going to go through and find you one that's, slightly more niche, right? Because if you want to set up a campaign around website design, you can easily just go through all these earlier ones like here and just basically grab all these ones. Except just make sure you're getting ones that are relevant. You don't want to grab ones that, like, in my opinion, if I was just starting my Google Ads campaign, I wouldn't be using this one off the bat just because it's very broad. It's not like super relevant. Like website designer or website design company, these ones would be way better to bid on because they're actually looking for a company, not like a website design itself, All right, so I do like stuff like this, but I'm gonna show you a little secret first. We're gonna go tap on this, tap top of page bid, high range. So this is how much people are paying to appear at the top of the page. And I put all the search terms in order of which one's the most expensive, right? So which one's, it's got the highest cost per click, right? Because obviously it makes some fucking money. So as you can see here, e-commerce, website design agency, a ridiculous cost per click. Really small top of page with low range though, which is quite surprising. Usually when something's this high, this would be like, $2.50 per click. So it's pretty crazy. You can still get up there with just more than $5. So what we should do is we'll scroll down here. I'm going to build out one that's more for local businesses, service-based businesses or anything like that. Because if you want to be designing websites for e-commerce, here's all the keywords for you, obviously. And like, here's the different type of ones that you type in. You type in Shopify website design, so it would bring up more ones relevant to that. If we scroll down through here, I'm going to find some ones that more fit, this tutorial, which is usually the local ads area. So if we go and find, here we go, we've got hotel website design and hotel web design. All right, these both have a $4 to basically $40. All right, these are pretty good keywords. Let's just double check them real quick to make sure, Wix or Squarespace or any of this shit isn't, advertising on there, because we don't really want to be versing them because they're big. So bang, I just typed in hotel web design, and as you can see my sponsored results, bang, there's just a bunch of different websites here when it comes to hotel web design. But the thing that they're not doing right is if you look at any of their ads, it doesn't say anything about hotels, right? If I want a hotel web design, right, and I'm looking for an agency to do it, I'm gonna click on the first fucking ad that says hotel in it. all right? Because it's relevant to what I actually search. Nobody here, these are all just like, how am I meant to know if these guys are actually good at creating hotel web designs? I don't know. Nobody's said anything about it, right? So that it doesn't feel like they're very specific to me. All right, so what I recommend doing when you build out a campaign is you grab specific keywords like these, hotel web design and hotel website design, and then you go in here, paste it in, and just get all the results that are super relevant to those ones. So average monthly searches, bang. As you can see, there is just a couple in here that we could use. Now, 100 to 1,000 searches monthly is a lot of searches, right? This is going to get you work. Tap on copy, because we want to copy these over into our notes and paste them over there. But just remember the top of page be low range and high range, because we want to set our maximum cost per click in between here. Now, when we build out a campaign that's specific for hotels, it is going to dominate the ads, right? This is why I suggest building campaigns specifically around, keywords rather than around, just broad shit, like clearly what those other people just did, right? They had very broad ads for a very niche keyword, right? We're going to have a very niche ad to a niche keyword. This way, we are hyper relevant and we will get those clicks and we'll get those conversions way easier than anyone else here. All right, so let's show you exactly how to do that. So what we're gonna do now is actually start creating the campaign, tap on new campaign, and we're gonna speed run this to some degree. And we're gonna pick our objective, all right? So the type of objective that we wanna pick is typically leads, unless you're getting, purchases off the bat, which is usually relevant to e-commerce or just any sort of product. Now for this, you're most likely gonna get them to fill out a form, then you're gonna call them up or speak to them, have a consultation to just, talk about designing their website. I doubt they're just gonna purchase it off the bat. So what we're gonna do now is put in conversion goals. So I put in phone calls, sign-ups, page views, and all that. Now, I have a full tutorial that goes through exactly how to set up conversion goals. It's linked straight down the description. It's just another free YouTube video that you can watch, but you don't need to watch it until after you've created the campaign, because your campaign will take a while to publish, so just don't stress about it right now. We're gonna go and tap on continue. The type of campaign that we want is search, because search is absolutely the best. The type of way that we like to reach our goals, I always pick website visits. You don't want lead form submissions because they're shit. You don't want phone calls because it might start just a phone call ad, and phone call ads just get fucking no traffic. So you just want it on website visits because they can call your website from the call extension, or they can, go on the website itself and fill out the form. So I'm just gonna paste in this random web design website right in here just for this tutorial. I'm gonna tap and continue. We're gonna name it whatever it is. We wanna be pretty specific about this. This is about hotels, all right? Hotels, WD, web design, exact, because we're going to use exact keywords. You'll understand what I mean in a minute. So the first mistake everybody makes when they're new to Google Ads is they start this on conversions. You do not want to start this on conversions because it will destroy your account and wallet. All right, you want to start this on clicks and setting a maximum cost per click. Now, the maximum cost per click. Real quick, if you're enjoying the value in this video, I have my full advertising course linked straight down the description. I go through everything I know about Google Ads, Facebook ads, and automating your entire business. It's an absolute no-brainer to get. I go through all of my templates, in-depth market research, and optimizations that I have when it comes to Google Ads and Facebook ads to optimize the account to perform better and better the longer you run ads. Right? I teach you all the free stuff like how to actually set up the Google Ads and Facebook ads account on YouTube. But if you want to know how to really actually optimize the absolute hell out of those campaigns to get as much profit as possible, that's straight in the course. That's all the secrets that I can't share for free on YouTube. If you're interested, go jump into it. If you remember it, it was around $40, all right? That's for the top of page with high range. What we want to do is just set this around $40 or a little bit lower, right? If you remember, there was a bit of leeway in between there. It was like $4 to $40. So you can get clicks anywhere in between that number. So for me personally, I would just put in $30 because, we want to see how it's going. If we're not getting enough traffic, we'll just increase the bid. If we're getting enough traffic, we can continue lowering the bid so that we can get cheaper clicks for the same results, right? The reason why you want to start this on clicks instead of conversions is because you want to train Google Ads on your own conversion data. Otherwise, if you started this on conversions with no conversion data, it would start spending fuck tons of money to get a conversion because it doesn't know how much it should be paying, all right? So you want to do it this way and have that control over Google. This will fucking make your life 10 times better because you'll actually be getting clients for cheap amounts, all right? So we're going to tap on next. We're going to remove these two because they're really shit, unbelievably hard to track. If you can't track it, you probably shouldn't spend money on it, all right? Now for locations, I'm just going to slap this on Australia because, obviously we're just targeting all of Australia. If you want to be very specific to like a state or whatever, you can tap on enter another location and do it with advanced search. But honestly, for a web design agency, you can work all over Australia, all over America, all over everywhere. All right? I just recommend just, having this as one giant country, right? It's, in my opinion, it's the best way to go about it. It works the best, and you have just unlimited traffic. Like, nobody gives a fuck how far away you live from them. They only give a shit if you speak the same language and if you're good at what you do, all right? So we're gonna scroll down, audience segments. I suggest doing this. There's some other tutorial people out there that don't talk about this because they don't want you to do good, all right? So I suggest selecting all this because you can do bid adjustments based on these later on, which can really increase the amount of conversions you get later on your ad campaign. If you ever watch a video and they don't mention that, they're probably shit at running Google Ads. For more settings, you put on the ad schedule to whatever you want it to be, all right? I personally just run this shit all day, every day, just because you can get a lot cheaper clicks in times, where people don't typically work. So on weekends, you'll generally get like cheaper conversions than, weekdays. It's just really up to you if you really want to bother with that. Now, everything else here, I probably wouldn't bother with this. We're just going to tap on next. We're going to tap on next again. We're going to skip this shit because we're going to generate this ourselves and make an actual good one, right? So we're gonna tap on skip. So we're gonna paste in these keywords here like I told you before, and we're just gonna put these little brackets all the way around it. If you have a large amount of keywords, you can literally just, paste this into ChatGPT and say, make these exact match. I will explain what that means, right? But I'm gonna give you a very short explanation just because I don't want to waste all your time explaining it. So exact match is the keyword that we've just put in now. So we put the little brackets around to make these exact match. Our ads only show up when people type up these exact terms, right? If you have this on phrase match, it's basically slightly relevant terms. Your ads will still show up, and also the exact version, obviously. But I personally don't use phrase match that much. I prefer exact match. And then broad match is just shit. Just take my advice for it. Never even touch it. Nobody will ever give you advice to go broad match unless they literally don't know how to run ads. So do not use broad match. Don't ever waste your time on it. So once we go down, we're going to actually start creating the ad, right? I'm going to give you a couple little demonstrations, but I'm not going to build out some crazy massive thing here because I don't want to waste your time, and I just want to show you the most important parts on how to really get a high click-through rate, high conversion rate. So what we're going to do here is we're going to scroll down to headlines. All right, you can put in, display path, but it's just this little bit at the end of the URL. I guess because this is for hotels specifically, we can put that in there, and hopefully this goes to a hotel specific page. But honestly, it's not that big of a deal. I really doubt it fucking changes anything. Like, I've never seen it make a difference ever. For calls, just add in your phone number like this. If people type up, hotel web design, if they're on mobile, they can see, okay, I can actually call the business directly, or I can tap on here and just go straight to the website. All right, we're gonna tap on apply. The first headline is going to be the very best headline. All right, I'm gonna teach you shit that nobody else teaches, right? I've watched every other, Google Ads tutorial out there because I see all my competitors and I can see what they do. And some people just don't teach this, and it's just ridiculous. Like, I've learned everything about Google Ads, spent a ridiculous amount of money on Google Ads for a lot of different fucking businesses, and I've made a lot of tutorials, right? And nobody else ever shares this shit. This is like the bread and butter of Google Ads half the time, is this particular keyword, right? It's a keyword insertion. You tap on, you make that little squiggly bracket, and then you just put in just a, random default keyword, which will just be one of your ones that you put in earlier, like hotel web design. So what this does here basically is this takes any of your keywords. Let me just pin this into position 1. Don't worry about the ad strength, by the way. This means absolutely fucking nothing. It does not matter if it's poor. It's good when it's poor because it means that you actually have control of your ad campaigns, and you've pinned headlines and everything, so you know what's actually working for your business. So once we ignore that fucking thing, what the keyword insertion does is it grabs any of these different titles like this, right? It grabs any of these different headlines like this. Whenever somebody types this into their search bar, like hotel web design or hotel web page design, it'll literally take that exact keyword that they typed in, and then it will put it as the first headline. So you literally cannot be any more relevant to that. Let's just quickly dive back over to these ads over here when I typed in hotel web design. Imagine if one of these idiots had hotel web design as the very first headline. Fuck me, it'd get all the clicks, right? It would literally get all of the clicks. And it would get all the clicks because it's the only one that's fucking relevant. Everything else here is just like, oh, we're broad, we do web design. Nobody gives a fuck. I'm looking for hotel shit, right? Anyway, sorry, I'm ranting, but like, this is what I mean. Like, this is money here for you guys right now. Like, this is money. You can easily dominate these ads so easily. Like, it's a non-issue. Like, it's not even hard. Like, if you literally just watch this video, and this video is completely fucking free on YouTube, you know, if you want my course, it's in the description if you want some advanced knowledge. But yeah, it's literally free on YouTube. This shit will set you up better than anyone else, any other video out there, right? And any other agency, because clearly, if these guys are getting marketing agencies to run their ads, they're doing fucking shit, all right? So if we scroll down through here, we can put in our second headline as whatever you want it to be, right? You can have the second headline like get your hotel web design or something like that, or you can have it as pricing, like your set pricing for hotel website designs. I'm not going to go through here and build out a shit ton of these just because this is kind of up to you. The ball's in your court with, you know, what you want to do. When it comes to descriptions, make these descriptions very specific around hotel web design, all right? Now, the reason why we want to do that is because if we look at these ads here that are all shit, imagine if this said hotel web design and then in here it goes provided hotel website designs to more than X amount of hotels, right? This would look way fucking better than this shit. But yeah, with descriptions, just make these super relevant to the hotel keyword. And then once we go down, just put in some images, you know, hotel related images, like hotel website images, you know, whatever. Or, you know, you can avoid this. It's really up to you. Then just put in your business name, slam your logo in here, put in any site links to just relevant pages, all right? So you don't want to have your blog center because that isn't relevant. Your portfolio, you definitely want to have in there. Services, you know, a page specifically for hotels. These are really easy to add in. You just tap on that. Just type in whatever the text is, like hotel web service, just like that, and it'll pop up like that. Like, I mean, how much more relevant is that than all these other site links, all right? Now we just tap on create, and then you just put in a description, put in the URL, tap on create, all right? Now for callouts, I would not bother with this shit. It's just absolutely useless. Promotions, if you're running a promotion, but everything else here is kind of useless. Like, you do not want to be using these lead forms. So the main bread and butter is just keyword focused headlines and descriptions. And then everything else here is kind of just not really that relevant besides the site links. So what we're going to do now is tap on save, and we're going to tap on next. For the budget, just add in whatever you want to add in. It's completely up to you. With Google Ads, you just want to remember, you know, your top of page with high range and just base your budget around that. Because obviously, you know, if you've just got a $40 a day budget and one click costs you $40, you probably won't be advertising that long, right? Obviously, not every click in that is going to be $40 because there was a range from like, I think it was like $5 to $40. So you get clicks for like $7, $10, $20, whatever, right? So just remember that. I'm just going to put this on $5 because I do not want to forget about this, like I have with other YouTube tutorials, and then waste a bunch of money, all right? So we're going to tap on next. Now we're in the review area. Do not stress about this bidding thing up here, how it has the warning. That's because we have this on clicks, not on conversions, all right? Do not stress, please do not stress about that. Now what Google's going to do now is just check for errors, and our campaign will be ready to publish, okay? And you'll just get a little option up here that says publish, and a little option down below that will publish as well. If you're the type of business owner that doesn't want to waste any time or energy on trial and error, and you just want to know everything when it comes to Google Ads and Facebook ads and exactly how to make unbelievably profitable campaigns for your business, there's a link in the description to my advertising course. I go through everything I know when it comes to in-depth market research, the optimizations that I can't share for free on YouTube that actually continue the growth of your campaigns so you can really scale your business, and also all of my marketing templates that I literally use for my marketing agency when I run all these ads for local businesses. If you're interested in that, go to the link and buy the course.